本土民主反共，普羅政治，民聲起義。MyRadio.HK
Second show of Gary's English Learning Center.
And Ironic Men 3.
Ironic Men 3.
Yes, Ironic Men 3.
This has, I guess this has become our brand because the mask is so,
iconic.
Iconic.
It is iconic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And ironic, iconic, yeah. Iconic, yeah.
Iconic.
睇咗 What's Up 未啊
Okay. Would you repeat that?
睇咗 What's Up 未啊
I have to brush up your Cantonese. You should say 睇咗 WhatsApp 未啊
睇咗 What's Up 未啊 Okay.
Used to be 食貨飯未啊 Okay.
食咗飯未啊 Time to brush up your Cantonese, yeah.
食咗飯未啊
食咗飯未啊
Okay.
食咗飯未啊
Okay, 食咗未啊 Let me have a bite first.
I like
because I'm very hungry.
Can you?
And while I was enjoying the food, you should do the talking.
Okay. All right, Eddie, I'm thinking, but people used to say 食咗飯未啊 isn't it? My friends who teach me, don't say hello, don't say why. They say 食咗飯未啊 It was so important, wasn't it, really? But now people's priorities have changed. It's the last thing on their list, isn't it? It was the first thing on their list, And when I first came here, there was dim sum and yum cha and
steamed fish,
yeah,
wonton,
all that kind of thing. I eat quite a bit of that kind of food. I did, and and xylo mate,
Yeah.
Xylo mate.
And what about now?
Well, now, excuse me. If I go out with my friends, I'm talking about Chinese friends here. I'm talking about Cantonese, local people.
Yeah.
You're gonna have like pizza and pasta from Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, that has become like international food, isn't it? I remember two girls on a train in London saying, "Oh, I like English food, like pizza and pasta."
This is the best joke today. What about fish and chips? Are they from Italy?
Yeah, well, well, fish and chips. Well, back in England, but okay, let's go there. In England, it used to be fish and chips, right, and cottage pie and things like that.
Yeah.
But then it went to like Indian curries were the most popular,
Yeah.
And then it went to Thai food became the most popular.
Yeah.
And these days it's Mexican food.
Fusion.
Mexican food is the most
Mexican
popular.
food.
Yeah, it's the top food in England now.
Oh, you mean in England?
Yeah, but here it's not things like yum cha and things, is it?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Where did they get the Mexican chef?
Well, how authentic is the food? How authentic is it? I don't know really. Well, hopefully from Mexico, but
I guess not.
There's even a Mexican restaurant.
I think it is very, very unlikely.
There's even a Mexican restaurant in Moriwao now.
Yeah.
But it's not. I wouldn't say that. But they don't look Mexican to me.
No.
But these, in here, come back to Hong Kong. You got sushi and sashimi, aren't they? They're really, really popular, and the Japanese food and the ramen noodles.
I would say right now, I don't think they have anything to do with Japan, because all these materials they are not from Japan, and the people who cook them
no, they're not. But they're
not Japanese either.
But they, they're kind of inspired by Japan.
Yeah. And I'm very worried about the hygiene of this food.
Well, that's the things like seafood and the prawns and that kind of thing, and raw seafood is really dodgy, really, a good way to get some illness. Really, it's a very, very good way. I used to be a chef. It's a good way.
What about Thailand?
We got Thailand, Tom Yum Krong. I like that. You got a lot of Thai restaurants in Hong Kong, isn't it?
A lot of them, and I would say many of them are actually very good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They are good. Yeah.
Because I've been to Thailand,
Yeah, they are
and I
good,
can
you know.
compare them. Okay.
You know, and I mean, I don't know Korean food very well, but
Kimchi.
Kimchi.
Yeah.
But you know, in a lot of places, places like tapas bars, aren't there?
Which is tapas?
Tapas is the little snacks you have with your beer.
The
Spanish.
The snack that I'm tasting right now.
Spanish, yeah.
It's Spanish.
Yeah. Well, no, this is
Chinese.
Chinese. It's Chinese, you know. Yeah, you know. I mean, this is nice, isn't it? You know, I mean, that kind of thing, you know, and you know, and there's all the, you know, the burger joints, isn't it? You know, I won't
Okay.
name them.
And since you're enjoying the food, I do the talking.
Mm-hmm.
And in Hong Kong, of course, you got hamburgers. Okay. Yeah. But I have no idea what you're talking about when you mentioned this Paris anecdote.
Well, yeah, well, you know, when I was in Paris many years ago, you know, and there was Americans, and they got no burgers, Henry, you know. Yeah, no burgers here. They were in Paris, you know. They were in Paris. They weren't looking for frogs' legs and snails and you know.
I guess
know.
for the Americans, they have some presumption that throughout the whole world, you should get hamburgers in every part of this.
You know, yeah. I wonder what Alex would say about that, really. You know.
Yeah.
But I remember that, you know, and you know, here we got all these chain stores, right? You know, these junk food chain stores.
And fried chicken.
Yeah, people get, you know, they got these, you know, junk food chain stores.
I very much doubt that actually are they selling chickens or some kind of monsters?
We don't know. Yeah, we really got no idea. You know, but why go there? I mean, you know, Stephen Chow, right? Stephen Chow,
Yeah.
Chow Sing Ji, isn't it? Chow Sing Ji. Well, he made Six Son. That was funny, and it was kind of like a celebration and a bit of a laugh, wasn't it, about it? But another film he made was called Lucky Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucky. Do you remember that one? Lucky.
I only know the Cantonese name. I have no idea.
Oh, sorry. Well, Prince Dan Tak Wong Ti, yeah. Is it Dan Tak Wong Ti?
Yeah.
Yeah,
almost.
Prince of Egg Tarts, you know,
Yeah.
Prince of Egg Tarts, you know,
Yeah.
and that was all about, you know, supporting your local restaurant, and, you know, not going to these burger joints and that kind of thing. You know.
Well, I guess actually the movie was about the time that in Hong Kong, you have certain kind of local food culture,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
and then you got a lot of this multinational invasions.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a battle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Which
Yeah.
it seems to me that the locals have lost, really. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Completely agreed with you.
You know. That was like a bit of a turning point, as you say, really, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, why did people come here? I mean, I also remember I hadn't been here that long myself. You know, just a few years or so,
Yeah.
and two middle-aged English women came up to me, you know, and they said, you know, where they'd heard that Marks and Spencer's was here. And where could I find Marks and Spencer's, you know? This was in Central, you know. So I told them, and they were so happy. So they come from the other side of the world to go to Marks and Spencer's. I mean, why did you bother? Why did you, you know, what, you know? You know, I mean, it's some people, you know, some people, you know.
Oh, because we are always looking for our home whenever we travel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a bit, well, you know, you speak for yourself. No, I think a lot of people are, you know, but it's not me personally, Eddie, you know.
Of course, but
you know.
let's say for me, what I miss most when I was traveling overseas, I miss the rice.
Yeah, I know people do that. Yeah,
a bowl of rice.
People do that.
A bowl of hot rice.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
So why not stay at home? Have as much rice as you want.
In that case, why travel?
Yeah, that's right. You know. So, you know.
So okay, going back to England, and you got Chinese takeaways.
Yep.
And restaurants everywhere. Mm-hmm. You mean
always have had, you know? I mean, not since the beginning of time, but since the beginning of my time, anyway.
Yeah.
There's always been, you know, there's a Swallow Garden near where I live, which is, but it's like anglicised.
Anglicised.
Yeah, anglicised. You know.
Which means that they changed the taste, changed the cooking method into ways that are suitable for the for the English people.
That's right. And when I was a chef, I made chicken chow mein in a restaurant in central London, and people actually came to the kitchen and complimented me. But I didn't. Honestly, I was quite a good chef, but I didn't really have that. It wasn't really authentic as I kind of.
Oh, don't bother. There is no authentic food in Chinese. Okay.
But they think the culture here is becoming diluted, really.
Diluted, very diluted. Especially in Hong Kong, we got all this fusion food.
Yeah.
We try to put all these different kind of things.
I mean, there's lots of helpers from the Philippines, but we don't see many Philippines restaurants.
No, don't go back. Don't go too fast. Yeah. Because I spot one thing:
right.
Fish and chips and cottage pie. I have no idea what cottage pie is.
Well, that's like a minced beef, minced beef with some mashed potato on the top.
Should I say in Cantonese?
Shu yong.
I know that. Yok bang.
Yok bang, and shu yong on top.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In the past, and fashion of India, Indian, Thai, and Mexican. So, there is also quite a number of good Indian restaurants in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Pretty
good. Well, having stayed in India, they're not that good, really.
I can't tell because I've never been to India. But since you're in India, you can compare though.
Yeah, I mean, there's not not too much difference between the different sauces, different curry sauces, really,
Okay. And then back to Hong Kong. Why do people come here? Two middle-aged women from England happy to find Marks and Spencer, and
now we got up to, the population is being diluted, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have the mainland immigration. There's 1 million people. We got like 100,000 Philippine people coming as maids and helpers, and another 100,000 Indonesians type of thing, isn't it? And when I first came here, there were Vietnamese boat people,
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was
20 years ago,
Yeah.
And but now, now what you got now, and you got European and American boat people.
How come?
Well, they're economic refugees.
Are there any?
They are.
What is the problem?
They can't find work in Europe. In Europe, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, in Europe and or in America,
Oh.
I've even known people who have gone to school here, gone to university in America, and come back here to work.
A lot of them. A lot of them. Yeah. So you would say different style in many cases, but nevertheless, okay. But do they adopt local culture? I can't tell.
I mean, I think when we had that program a few programs ago about Yondan Latu,
Yeah.
I think he's a good example. He expects all the signs to have perfect English, but he admits he knows little Cantonese himself. So he's in his little bubble. He expects to come to some Cantonese speaking place and wander around speaking English the whole time.
Oh, we are just some backward city in the third world. So why bother to learn Cantonese?
It's like that, yeah. It's the attitude of people,
I'm supposed to be ironic, okay?
Yeah. I know, I got that. Yeah, but these people are not being ironic. That's the attitude.
No,
it's really the attitude they have. Honestly, Eddie,
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay, people coming to experience Hong Kong Cantonese culture.
Do they?
They should, because the first thing is that many of them watch Hong Kong movies in the 80s.
Yeah.
When they grew up, okay, and some of them would like to check out the kung fu styles in Hong Kong.
Yeah, kung fu is a great export, isn't it?
Yeah.
One thing,
And cuisine here.
But you see, there's another bit of irony, Eddie. Another bit of irony is that many people around the world are interested in kung fu and they practice it.
Yeah.
But here in Hong Kong, the local school children, from what I see, is they learn Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Most of them learn Taekwondo and not kung fu.
We call this cultural exchange.
Oh, it's just nice. It's so nice. It's so diplomatic.
Yeah. And the Guaylo, the foreigners come here to learn kung fu, and we local here go learn something else.
But it's also true, if you go to India, you see all the foreign people doing yoga, but no Indian people doing yoga. Yeah.
Very ironic.
It's an ironic world, isn't it? It really is. I mean, and when I first came,
is it? Do you really mean that when people in India don't practice yoga?
Well, I mean, I knew quite a lot of Indian people. You know, I was working with the deaf people in the organisation, and you know, I was there a few years, and I got to know a lot of people. And no, one or two of them said, "Oh, I used to do it years and years ago."
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah.
But when people from here go to India,
I got a lot of friends who actually travel to India.
Yeah.
To find the gurus.
Yeah.
For their yoga lessons. Yeah.
You know,
and I'm about to do that.
You are?
Because
I know you can. I'll be your guru. I know yoga. I know yoga.
No.
But you see, I didn't start. Oh, I did. I started.
I'm not sure about that, but anyway, I'm very. I have a very clear idea that you don't look like a guru.
Well, if I got some clothes that I make.
Okay, you should change your fashion.
Change my clothes. Yeah, I got my Hong Kong. I'm proud of.
Where do you get it?
I got this from the PMQ, yeah.
Oh.
Police Married Quarters. Yeah,
I like the first
Central,
sentence.
Yeah.
I like the first sentence.
Yeah.
I'm Hong Kong.
Yeah, I'm Hong Kong. People say I am actually.
You are.
People do, yeah. People do, yeah.
You shouldn't bother whether people tell you you are whether you are Hong Kong or not.
People do say, yeah. They do say,
you actually are.
Another thing about this cultural exchange thing, is that when I first came here, I'd never heard of dragon boat racing, right? I never heard of it. Yeah. But now there's dragon boat races all over the world, aren't there?
Yeah. But have you heard of the Mid-Autumn Festival?
Yeah. It's a day's holiday for me anyway.
Yeah. What should you do on that day?
What should you do? You should watch the moon.
No, eat the mooncake.
Eat the moon. I'm coming on to eat the mooncake and the lantern.
The lantern.
Yeah. Play with your lantern.
Yeah. Put on a lantern at Lantau Island.
Yeah. Lantau. Yeah. Lantau Island.
Yeah.
But I'm just, on a serious point here with, all this cultural exchange or cultural mixing up, really, isn't it? It's like globalization, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's aspect of globalization,
Which means we all become the same.
Yeah, homogenization. Yeah, we all become the same. If you put everything in everything, if you put everything in everything, then everything becomes the same, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the whole world will become very bored.
Yeah.
I mean, boring.
Yeah. It will, because, and then I suppose you won't have to go anywhere because everything will be everywhere.
So in that case, you don't have the incentive to travel because everywhere looks the same.
Everywhere has everything, everywhere has everything.
Just like Hong Kong.
Yeah.
You go to the Central, you go to the Causeway Bay, you go to Tsim Sha Tsui, it's always the luxurious brands all over Hong Kong.
And you've got a smorgasbord, that's what we say, the smorgasbord, the Swedish buffet, you've got a buffet of the whole world, really, you've got
So we don't like a boring world. We like an exciting world.
Yeah, to enrich the culture, otherwise the cultures get diluted in this way, I think, don't they?
So
really.
We should localize.
Yeah, localize, not globalize,
Yeah. That's our punchline today.
It is, isn't it? That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Good punchline, Eddie.
So see you next week?
Yeah, see you next time. Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.